Opening day of deer season in the Midwest is a magical time. The gathering of friends and family at deer camps fuel the traditions set forth from generations past. In Pike County, Missouri, this group of deer hunters have the privilege of testing a new cartridge from the folks at Winchester Ammunition.
Should be zeroed right at 150, so you're looking at 1.5 to 2 inches high at 100, and then it'll be dropping about 5 inches out to 200. Good shot. Got him right through the heart on that one.
Opening day for Missouri deer season is tomorrow. We are at a hunt camp and we are testing another new cartridge from Winchester. These are the special camps where we bring people out and we do some field testing and make sure that what our engineers and product development teams have cooked up in the back room really work.
So I think we spilled the wind on that middle shot. That's why it didn't hit right.
But even
like
so, it was just a few inches to the left. So
right, yeah.
That's real good. I mean, all of them were in the lungs at 200 yards. I think it's looking pretty good.
And elevation-wise, there's not more than a half MOA of difference in the 3 shots. That's excellent.
Good adjustment.
Anytime a new cartridge is introduced, I'm fascinated by it. What's the diameter, what's the bullet weights, what kind of ballistic coefficient and terminal performance are we looking at, what kind of impact authority. And so, when I get wind of a new cartridge like this being introduced, it always perks my ears up, and it's really an honor to be invited to be a part of this new product from Winchester, because not a lot of people get to experience this before it's even like finalized, so it's really cool. It is. As a hunter, to be able to test it in the field, put it through its paces and see what it can do, it's awesome.
Winchester is always pressing the limits, and it's so incredible to see the behind the scenes, what goes into one of these things. From the very, very beginning, from when it's thought about to the execution, they're not going to come out with something that's not performing. So to be a part of something like this is just super special.
And I can't tell you how awesome it is to see the amount of brain power that goes into developing a cartridge. I mean, the entire team, from engineering, product development, marketing, sales, everybody at Winchester works as a team and works as a unit to basically fill a void. They're not out to just make a caliber. They're not out to put ammunition out, or a caliber that doesn't need to be out there into the marketplace.
This 400 Legend meets that need. It fills that gap. It hits harder on the terminal end than the 350 Legend, but it doesn't kick as hard. It's not as tough to shoot accurately and well as the 450 Bushmaster.
So the technical merits behind the 400 Legend really take heavier bullets, so 40 cal bullets. We're able to get 215 grain power point bullets versus, say, the 180 grain in 350 Legend, and you're really going to get a lot more energy than you would out of the 350, so you're going to be able to increase that effective range out to maybe even 300 yards with the 400 Legend.
Well, it's opening morning in Missouri. We're at Indian Hills for Winchester Deer Camp, and I am in my favorite stand. One of my favorite stands of all time. It's been crazy already, and it just broke daylight. We couldn't see what they were, but 4 or 5 different bucks were chasing on a hot doe. We just heard them grunting and running, fighting, actually banging the antlers together. So, the anticipation is high at Indian Hills and Winchester Deer Camp this morning.
I'm really excited for this hunt. We're down here with the crew from Winchester with a brand new caliber, the 400 Legend. This thing is awesome. I got to shoot it for the first time at the range yesterday, and it's unreal. It's just cracking daylight here on the very first morning, opening day. Wind is blowing, but it's cold. And when you combine a 400 Legend firearm with cold weather in the rut in Missouri, good things usually happen. I heard deer running. There's another buck. There he is. Yep. He's going away. There he goes. But it's been a good morning, steady morning. Deer were kind of cruising all through here, bunch of young bucks. One deer that definitely was old enough, but when he came up to the watering hole, he came up and only gave me like a split second. He kind of turned and went the other way. He was definitely worthy.
Winchester Life is brought to you by Winchester Ammunition, the American legend. Winchester Repeating Arms. Winchester Safes. Birchwood Casey. Walkers. Folds of Honor. Shoot United. Make the shooting sports part of your life. This segment of Winchester Life is brought to you by Folds of Honor, providing life-changing scholarships to families of fallen or disabled military and first responders. On the evening of the second day, word quickly spreads throughout camp that the first whitetail has fallen, using the new 400 Legend cartridge by outdoor writer R.M. Von Benedict.
Look at that sucker.
Holy cow.
5 on one side, 8 on the other. Look at that buck. First big game animal ever killed with the 400 Legend.
Obviously, we can only do so much in a lab. You know, you shoot gel, you pretty well know what it's gonna do, but you really gotta take it out to the field and try to, you know, take down some critters so you can really kind of see how it works. And
yeah.
I mean, you can't ask for a better buck and a better test subject here on, you know, the first deer that's ever been killed with 400 Legend, to just really kind of test out what it can do. And obviously it does the job, but it's just great to see it you know, work in the field. And I'm looking forward to seeing more and more deer go down with it, but you set the bar pretty high, buddy. I'm telling you.
Well, hey, you know, the thing is, you see this kind of lethality on, most people will never shoot a deer bigger bodied than this. And so, you know, we've just proven that in its expected range and realm of expertise, this thing is deadly on the biggest, toughest whitetails. You know, they're telling me, I don't know, but they're telling me that this is a gross Boone and Crockett buck. It's certainly the biggest biggest whitetail I've ever shot, and I'm just still shaking with adrenaline and excitement. I'm so thrilled to be here to kill a deer like this and to start off a legacy with this cartridge with a deer like that.
I mean, this deer is easily 250 pounds. I mean, you know, that's a big deer.
Yeah.
You know, it's just fun to be able to come out here and see it come to fruition. You know, it's not every day you get to see a buck like this. Not every day you get to shoot a new cartridge. You know, it's definitely not a long range cartridge. You know, it's kind of like 350 Legend, but you're taking 350 Legend and adding some energy, adding a little bit of length to it, but still very manageable recoil. You know, you've got the XPR here. It'll obviously be in that, but it'll also be capable of being in, you know, MSR style rifles, really any platform like you see 350 Legend in, you can see 400 Legend. So it's going to be a very versatile cartridge and very capable. You know, it's, you know, a 300 yard and in, whereas, you know, 350 Legend's probably more of a 200, 225, something like that. So you do gain some distance, you gain some energy.
Still very comfortable to shoot.
Yep, heavy bullets, like a 215 grain bullet. You're throwing some lead at them, you know, with the 400 Legend. So you're definitely delivering a lot of energy and a lot of bullet with that, and obviously it does the job. So
absolutely, with panache. Yeah, super cool.
Good work, man. Now the fun part happens where we get to drag this puppy out. So thankfully we don't have to go too far. But
I'm gonna carry the rifle. Will you drag him out?
That's fine. I can do that. I'll just put him right on my back.
I appreciate that. Put him in the truck when you get there. Don't put him down.
Deer camp to me is really people getting together, whether that's family or friends, and just creating experiences and memories. You know, this particular event that we're at this week, we're going to have memories that it's going to last a lifetime. You know, one of the first deer to ever be shot with 400 Legend. I'll never forget that.
It just has a lot of allure to it, and thankfully, you know, we're in Missouri and we're at another deer camp, and they're all different, and they all kind of have their own uniqueness and terrain and excitement. It's all about the excitement.
I don't care where you're deer hunting, there's always deer camp, right? It might be different all across the country, traditions are different in different states, but I think the one thing that is common amongst everybody in every deer camp is the camaraderie. It comes down to, it's not always just about the deer hunting, it's about the experiences shared while you're in camp with the people that you're there with. It's all about family, friends, the atmosphere. Sure, climbing in a blind and chasing an animal, that's a bonus, but you know, there's way more to it than that.
This segment of Winchester Life has been brought to you by Walkers. This segment of Winchester Life is brought to you by Winchester Safes.
Day 3, Winchester Deer Camp. We are riding it out here. It's just so good in this one stand every morning. We've been just putting in the time. Deer are starting to fall. The first ever 400 Legend buck has been killed. And it is a Missouri Monarch, 170 plus inch giant. I can only dream that something like that will come up and walk past here. There's a deer coming out right now. Oh, there's big buck antlers. I gotta get this off. Okay, hold on. All right. She's behind a tree. Oh yeah, he's an old buck, dude. He's an old buck, man, for sure. Big 8. I gotta wait till she moves. Okay, she's behind a tree. I'm not even gonna look at him. He's coming. Let me know when you're good. This is what Missouri rut is all about. Winchester Deer Camp. We got 400 legend, 170-inch deer down. Now we got some big old bruiser down. It's exciting. Exciting stuff, man. This is what we came here for. Incredible. Oh man, what a cool buck. Heavy 8. Just a cool buck. Look at that.
The moments when it all comes together are precious and all too fleeting. The magic of the whitetail rut is indescribable and never seems to last long enough. Leaves of gold, the crisp air on winter's doorstep, a ridge full of history. These are the memories that every hunter cherishes. And with antlers in hand, Chris locks this story away with the many others, ready to relive at the many deer camps to come. This segment of Winchester Life has been brought to you by Birchwood Casey. This segment of Winchester Life is brought to you by Winchester Repeating Arms. It's the last evening of Missouri Deer Camp, and tucked into an elevated blind on a bean field is Nikki Boxler. With a perfect wind, overcast skies, and a falling temperature, Nikki has her eyes on a mature buck to take back home to upstate New York.
It is our second to last sit, so our last night sit of the hunt. We are sitting over standing beans in a box blind, and the temperatures over the next few days are really supposed to drop, be in the teens. So they should be having an urgency to feed. We're hoping they'll come out a little earlier tonight to feed. And down to the wire. That's it. He's back.
Yes, great shot, Nikki.
Just had a nice old 8-point walkout. Has a bunch of trash around his brow tines. And he's down. I'm like shaking. Oh, great hunt. So exciting. Gotta send it to the crew.
This is my second time hunting here with Winchester, and it just means the world to me that I get to be invited down and be a part of the Winchester Deer Camp. It's just really a time we all get together, hang out, and create memories. So deer season to me, it just brings everyone all together. I love being a part of the Winchester team.
It's more than just ammo, it's more than firearms. It's a brand that has become a lifestyle for a lot of people. There's so many people, millions of people, not just in the United States, but across the world that have become familiar with the Winchester brand. in its current day, but many people also understand the history and the significance of the American legend, the horse and rider.
It's probably my all-time favorite logo in the entire industry, the cowboy riding at breakneck speed on horseback. You know, it's got legendary history in our nation, both as an ammo brand and as a firearms brand.
As much as a brand like Winchester stands for tradition, they don't rest on their laurels. Winchester is committed to innovation, being on the forefront, and continuing to push the boundaries of ammunition and firearms. They're constantly on a quest to find what's next, and that innovation, they're relentless about it, and that's awesome to see.